Lightweight. Oh God, this thing is so heavy. So it has to go at an angle. So use your leg as leverage. Okay, sorry to lift it up. All right, done. This Cybertruck tent that Tesla sells costs a whopping $3,000. Let's see if it's worth it or not. Now, I did the unthinkable. I ordered the Tesla Cybertruck Basecamp. It's a tent that attaches to your Tesla Cybertruck. Anyone could order if you have a Cybertruck. Just go to the app and you could just order it like that. Now, the one crazy thing was for me, they didn't let me ship it to my house. They actually made me schedule a service appointment and the service technicians installed the Basecamp, which was kind of weird. However, today I'm gonna show you guys how to install it and how to set it up and if it's worth $3,000. So first off, it's completely integrated into the truck bed and it's mounted up there. So it's supposed to fit the range extender. However, if you have the vault divider, you're gonna have to remove that before you actually use the Basecamp. Now already, like I'm 6'3", getting up onto the truck bed is kind of difficult and this is on the lowest setting. With the Basecamp, it comes with this nice bag. So let's go ahead and just check out what's in here. Now this is very important. It comes with a T30 and T25 wrench. However, these things are so flimsy and I had some issues removing one of the pieces. So actually what I had was a T20 screwdriver and a T30 drill bit and I was able to make it work fine, no problem. I'll make sure I link everything in the description below if you want to do that because it's much easier than using this because you're gonna have to do this a lot. It also comes with an instruction manual. It's water resistant, waterproof instruction manual. It's not made out of paper, it's like kind of plasticky. So it's nice just in case you have to look at it when it's raining or something. It comes with this giant pump. It's just a manual pump, which is kind of weird. You'd pay $3,000. Maybe it would be nice to just plug it into the Cybertruck so you could have an automatic pump. It also comes with awning poles. It's really nice, made out of nice material. They also label everything so it's super easy to access. You also have like another bag just of the brackets. And this is what the Tesla service technicians installed. And I'm gonna show you guys that in a second. And you have another bag which says it's the awning. And then lastly, you have some accessories. And I was like, what do you need accessories for? So they do give you a puncture kit in case something punctures because it does fill with air. That's how it makes it like an instant pop-up tent. And you have these really nice stakes for the awning, like very nicely well designed. All right, so with the foundation series, you get a couple extra stuff, like you get like the bottle opener, and you get the D-rings down here as well. With the Tesla Basecamp, it comes with these attachments. There's screws already pre-installed on there. When you're installing it, it makes it very simple with the diagram, but you want to have spaces in between. It has to be perfect. This size is 18 holes. These are super important because this is what mounts onto the Basecamp and what keeps the foundation kind of stuck on there. It's mounted with a screw on each side and these were so difficult to put in, but it's a T25. However, I had a T20 screwdriver and I was able to use this just fine. I recommend once it's installed, you don't remove it because it's super heavy and it's a lot of work to reinstall those screws. It did help for me to use my thigh to hold the Basecamp as I found the screw hole. There is one thing when you are removing it, I'm gonna show you, there's like a buckle on the back part that you have to remove. So let's just go ahead and set this bad boy up. So one of the most annoying and pretty much, I feel like it's an afterthought on what Tesla did. I don't know why they didn't find an easier way to do this that makes it very difficult, is this plastic piece has to be taken off. The problem with this is that it's held in by two T30 screws, and depending how difficult it is, I was not able to remove one of them. And then I had to use some WD-40 to loosen it up. However, it's annoying because in order to set up the Basecamp, you have to remove those two T30 screws. So I looked on Amazon and I found a much easier solution. It's like a thumb screw. So this is the screw it comes with. However, it's very easy for it to go and fall into these holes here. So what I recommend doing is before you go on your adventures, remove these T30 screws and replace them with the thumb screws so it's easier to uninstall and reinstall it while you're out on your Cybertruck adventures. And again, don't forget a towel just in case the screw drops in the hole. I'm doing the two-hand method, so I have my hand under here because you do not want to lose this screw. So then you just unscrew it here. All right, so now this plastic piece has to be moved off. It's very simple to do, you just have to lift it up. So lift it up and it comes off right there. It's held in with like a bolt here on this side, and then there's this piece here that kind of clips in. Okay, so we remove this plastic piece. We could just place it underneath. There's a little strap here. They did a great job. You just have to squeeze it and it opens up. The waterproof cover is pretty much held with zippers and some Velcro. So we're just gonna go ahead and remove all that right now. There's a little buckle in the back here and you have to push the buckle and there's a plastic strap and then that's what removes it. So I don't know if it's because it's super cold and this buckle is not very malleable, but it's very difficult to take off because it keeps wanting to go into the up position. I don't know why they didn't do it the other way. See how it wants to go back up again, but it is tough. There we go, got it. So what you can do is you can rotate this if you want to. You can kind of rotate it to the side to help pull this apart. So let's go ahead and we're gonna take it out. Lift it up, there you go. The second you lift it up, this piece moves into here. So it's gonna attach to here. And then there's another piece here that's gonna attach onto this side here. Unfold legs when opening. Keep tent inboard to prevent pinching when closing. We already unfolded one section. Now we have some legs here. So we're gonna pop up the legs. Whew, little screw you have to undo. So you have to push this, and then the leg opens up. Did I break it already? Don't do what I did. I actually just pulled it, and I think the screw just kind of got messed up. So make sure you unclip it. You push this button to unlock it, and then lock into place, because that's very important. We're just gonna keep pulling it down all the way. All right, the next step is there's these little buttons. We have to unbutton it here. Okay, and then we have to take these straps. So we got a strap on that side, and then we got a strap on this side over here. So here's this red tab, and then it opens up. So that's what this is gonna go. So it clips onto here. So that is the attachment point. And then when you're done using it, you could actually just hide it on this side if you want to, just leave it there forever. Oh man, I don't know how people are gonna get up on here. We have dogs too, so how are we gonna get our dogs onto this thing? So then we have this strap. As you can see, it clamps like this, so it's plastic, but it's pretty sturdy. They have a perfect area right here. So they designed it so it fits perfectly onto here. So once it's locked, then you just push it into here. And then now it's locked into place, thank God. That's done. Let's do the other side. So same thing, it's gonna go into this groove right here. So it's currently locked, so we have to undo this, squeeze it, and then it's gonna fit perfect. Yep, there you go, it fits perfectly into there. You'll know it fits because this hole gets bigger. And then once we get everything set up, then we can tighten this up if we want to. Okay, so now we go back up onto the tent. Oh God, it's so high. So remember that buckle that we undid? Now we just attach onto here. And then we're just trying to spread everything out because you want it to go over the entire truck bed. We want to expand the tent out. So I think it's best if you go out of the tent. So this is the structure for the top part. You're setting it up. Make sure all the tubes are in place on the correct side because there's this whole section here that you can kind of pull out. So what really makes this tent cool and fast is that it fills up with air. So these are all open, so we have to close it so it can fill up with air. So while you're doing this, you wanna close this up. So that's closed. There's a total of 4 inflation valves. You wanna make sure all 3 of them are closed, and the one on the left side is what we're gonna be using to pump air in. This one here at the bottom, so there's one here. There's also one here at the top, and then there's one on the other side as well. So that's 3, make sure they're closed. Okay. There's our tent, it's all set up. Ready to sleep in. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. I'm just kidding. So here's the other valve. This is what we're gonna be inflating with. So you close it up first, and then you open up the top one. So this allows you to inflate it without the air coming out. They always want you to start with 1 PSI first, just to check to make sure none of the hoses are kinked, and then fill up to 8 PSI. And then we're just gonna attach this, screw it onto here. So there's a gauge right here. We're just gonna inflate it to 1 PSI. So it should be like 1 pump.
A few moments later.
I guess now we're just checking to make sure none of these are kinked. So this is the first time I've ever installing this tent. So what you're seeing is what you're getting. I follow the instructions to the T. I'm pumping it up, but you can kind of see it's just not pumping the way it should be pumping. So yeah, so let's try again. If you look right here, it's like an L where this buckle is. It goes up and all the way up high. So when you're inflating, you have to kind of push it out so it can lift up. So see how it's sitting on the frame of the Cybertruck? So if you look on here, again, another L. So you know it's an L because it has this yellow buckle here, but it's an L-shaped tube. So this actually goes up into here. And then if you look on here again, it just kind of goes on this side. So that's what you have to kind of look for when you are installing it and inflating it. So again, it's still not perfect yet. I still have to inflate it more. I'm only at like 5 PSI. Let's go ahead and inflate it. We're at 2 PSI. So it looks like we are at 8 PSI. So now I'm just gonna find that valve. So this is the one you have to undo, but you don't have to worry about the air coming out. After you do that, there's a strap you tighten that goes under the tailgate. I'm just gonna bring it all the way across onto this side. And it has a buckle right here. So you just buckle that. And it also has a strap that you could tighten as well. This other strap goes all the way down here. And then there's a buckle here as well. And then you tighten it up. And then this is all set. So it's supposed to be nice and flush. So now that that's done, we have to go ahead and tighten the straps on the A-pillars. We're just gonna tighten this up so it's nice and tight. Now, one thing with a lot of tents, whenever we install these type that attach to the car, the problem we have is we can never use the doors. However, they thought of everything. It attaches here so you could still open the doors, no problem. So here we go, the straps are attached on this side. This is a pretty high tent. Like the truck itself is already tall, but then when you add that bad boy, look how tall this is. So it hugs onto the sides here, and it does a great job, especially when you tie the straps in. So now we're gonna set up the awning. So now we got the awning poles here. Very secure, very high quality. These are some sturdy stuff. Perfect for the elements. There's all these Velcro strips here to make sure everything stays nice and warm. You have to be tall to do this. You gotta really get up there. So here is the awning. We're gonna go and install this. So you zip it onto the tent. So then we're gonna find the zipper on this side, and it just zips on all the way. So you have to be really tall, get a step-up stool, or use the truck bed in a dangerous fashion. Because I'm on my tippy toes. Oh, they have guy lines and everything, so you can mount it if it's windy. The white line on here indicates that you're on optimal awning height. We're just gonna take this piece here. Now it's best with the guy lines. That's what kind of keeps in place. So we got the awning set up. It looks really good. Plenty of shade, but let's go ahead and check out the inside of the tent now. Now it's just held in by zippers here. It's gonna bring it all the way up here. You can go ahead and fold it up, and then we have that. So it's like an actual tent. So you got a little area here. We put this out of the way. You cannot close the truck bed, but you could put a ton of stuff here. Now, one thing everyone has an issue with is there's no climate controlled area where with my Tesla Model X, for instance, I was able to sleep in the trunk or leave the trunk open and have climate coming in. One cool thing is you could actually get a room heater, and then you could just use the outlets here, and then you could go ahead and plug in your room heater if you wanted to. But let's go ahead and take a look. Remember, we're Asian, so shoes off. Already you have tons of storage space. So many pockets everywhere here just to store anything you wanted to. You also have the ability to open up this mesh screen. Oh, cool. If you wanted to get natural light, you could open this up, and I didn't even know that was possible. So that's awesome. So let's go ahead and get some natural light in here. So you have your inner mesh screen, and you also have an outer mesh screen. So you have double mesh screen. So it's actually really cozy. That is nice. Nice little pocket in here as well. You have little loops here if you want to attach a flashlight. So definitely waterproof, wind resistant, very sturdy. You can open the mesh. Look at that. So this is cool. Wow. So now you have the ability to just get tons of natural light in here. It looks like there's an opening in here on the side. So it is kind of open in the back here, just slightly. Their bugs can come in. So keep the mesh closed on this inner part. And there's even a huge pocket. It's like a hammock here. So if you want to put something here like clothes or something, you can do that too. Let's see how comfy I can lay back here. Wow, this mat, even though it's only like 1.5 inches thick, it's made out of some pretty good memory foam. It's not just that foam piece. There's a secondary foam layer. This is made out of foam as well, but it's like a mesh foam. So that's why when I was laying on it, I was like, man, this is super comfortable. It would have been nice though to still have maybe a little bit of extra, like maybe if they had an air compartment that I could fill up with air. So I thought there would be some sort of wire pass through, but unfortunately I don't see any. Open on this side, but it's firm. It is sturdy. Now with tents, the easy part is setting it up. The hard part is putting everything back together. Let's see how difficult it is to put it all back together. I do recommend getting a step-up stool or something. You can use the tailgate as an additional step. Let's go ahead and start by just putting all the windscreens back on and just doing it like how it was when we first got it. So the awning we're gonna remove, very simple. I like how it zips in super easily. So, you know, with tents, they make the bags way too small. So I'm happy that they made the bags pretty big on this thing. Very nice design. You even have the bed lighting just for some additional lighting. Okay, so you can actually close it all the way up if you wanted to. Remember, we have the buckles here, so we have 2 buckles. I feel like I'm missing something. Is that it? Am I done? So now after that, I have to just undo the valves. So we have 1 valve here. Another valve here. Oh, here it goes, it's coming down. And then since I'm here, I might as well undo this thing, pull that out. Then we have 2 more valves on this side, and then this valve up here. And then we have to undo this strappies. So make sure it's not on the edges. How easy is this gonna be? That's what I wanna know. All the strappies are in. I'm gonna unbuckle this, out of the way, and keep it there forever. We're gonna start with this thing. So I'm just gonna sit on it there. You gotta push it, and then I wish they improved on that. There's a button here and a button on this side. See, it's meant to kind of just keep it enclosed. So they make it very simple. You don't have to fold anything. I hate that. And then we're just gonna fold this in. This thing. Now we're just gonna close it. It's definitely a little thicker than it was before. Make sure you got the zippers in place here. The hardest part is probably getting the zipper. See how the cover is just in the way? Now remember the buckle I was telling you about? So here's the buckle I was telling you about. So I like to go at an angle, and then as you go down, move it down, and then it kind of snips in. And then all you have to do is just put this back, and we're just gonna zip it up. It keeps getting stuck on this piece. And you can go ahead and zip it up here, but see how it's like, it's too short. So luckily they have a Velcro, you could adjust it, and then tighten it up. And then Velcro it. But that's it. Last but not least is this piece here. So this was the problem I was having last time where it didn't snap in on both pieces at the same time. Like this side goes in, no problem. But the second this side goes in, see how this side pops up? Oh, there we go, got it. So when you are putting it in, grab it widely on both sides and it has to go in at the same time. So go like this. So now that that's in, I'm gonna bolt these back in and then that's pretty much it. Setting up was way harder, especially the first time because it's new. But once it kind of knows how to pump up, it's super easy to do. So overall, like, what do I think, right? So I don't think this is the best for kids. Like if you had a lot of kids, maybe older kids, then that'd be great. Great for people who just wanna go backpacking and just have a nice place to stay for the night. However, for us, we have 3 dogs. Definitely probably a little bit too small. It's still hard to say if it's worth $3,000. I mean, the quality is great for the most part. However, no other company has something that fits this good in the Cybertruck. Maybe if another company can make something this good at a cheaper price, then it would be a much better option. But there you have it, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Worth $3,000? Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.